Hello everyone. In this video I'm going to be talking about some of the names of our chemical elements that we have in the periodic table and where those names originate from. It's quite an interesting one, a bit different to the normal kind of revision videos that I do, but I've just picked a few that I think are of interest. So I'm going to start with this one here at the top. The element with the atomic number 1, hydrogen. Now, hydro actually means water in Greek. And this element is described as the water maker because it actually turns into water when it burns. And when we say when it burns, we refer to it reacting with oxygen. So that's what hydrogen, or that's where the name hydrogen comes from. It means water in Greek. Let's take another one. Let's take iodine. So I'm just going to quite randomly just work my way through some of the periodic table and just talk about where these names originate from. Now, these dark crystals of iodine actually turn into a purple vapour when they're heated. And iodes, that's I-O-D-E-S, means purple in Greek, and that's where that name comes from. So iodes is where we get iodine from, when we get this purple vapour. Let's look at another one. Let's take lead. Lead with the symbol Pb. So let's highlight that on the screen. Now the symbol comes from the Latin name plumbum, P-L-U-M-B-U-M, which is quite an unusual word, plumbum. Now it survives in modern English as plumber. So a person who originally worked with lead pipes and plumb line, a lead weight on the end of a string, which is quite interesting. So that's where the name lead originates from. It comes from, or the symbol, the PB, comes from plumbum, because we're referring to a plumber person working with lead, or a plumb line, a lead weight on the end of a string. That's where that one comes from. Let's put another one in. Let's talk about nickel. So nickel, atomic number 28, that's here on the periodic table. Now, this is known as the devil's element. The name is actually a short form of the German word Kupfernickel, or devil's copper. And that's where nickel, with atomic number 28, comes from. So it's a shortened version of the word Kupfernickel, which means devil's copper. Let's take another one, and let's look at calcium. So that's atomic number 20 over here on the periodic table. Now, calcium, this element is found in limestone, and the Latin word calyx, C-A-L-X, actually means lime. So that's where cal comes from, calyx, C-A-L-X, cal meaning lime. Because it's found in limestone, that's where we get the name calcium from. Another one that's particularly interesting is cobalt. So next to nickel on the periodic table, just here, atomic number 27. Cobalt has its name originating again from a German word, Cobalt, K-O-B-A-L-D, Cobalt meaning goblin. A little bit random, but that's where the word comes from. So cobalt has its origin from the German word kobold, meaning goblin. Bromine is the one we're going to look at next, or bromine, and it's number 35, so above iodine on the periodic table. Now, bromine is a poisonous, quite smelly red liquid. The Greek word bromos, B-R-O-M-O-S, means horrible smell, quite literally. So that's where the word comes from. Because this is a smelly red liquid, it's described as being a horrible smell, so we use the Greek word bromos, hence where our name bromine comes from. Now a little bit above that on the periodic table, we have neon, atomic number 10. So let's highlight neon and talk about where that one comes from. I mean, there's many. I'm not going to go through all of these clearly on the periodic table, just maybe another 5 or 6 ones I think are quite interesting. Now, neon, it was a new element when it was discovered in 1898. Neos, N-E-O-S, actually means new in Greek. So again, Greek origin, and the word neos, N-E-O-S, means new. So in 1898, when it was discovered, they decided to call it neon. Fluorine, so just to the left of neon, atomic number 9, let's put in fluorine. Let's talk about where that comes from. Now, this element is a gas which flows easily from one place to another. Fluere, that's spelled F-L-U-E-R-E. Fluere means to flow in Latin. And that's why we call this gas fluorine. It comes from the Latin to flow. Chlorine is one that I'd like to pick up on chlorine here. So I know we've gone for 4 in the same column, but this one's really interesting. Chlorine. Chlorine is a poisonous pale green gas. And the Greek word chloros, C-H-L-O-R-O-S, chloros, means pale green. And that's where we get the name chlorine from. So you can see a lot of these names originate ultimately from, or come from, the kind of colours that you get from these vapours or liquids, or the smells that you get from them. That's where these names originate from. Now we're going to move away from the right side of the periodic table to highlight atomic number 74 over here, tungsten. Now this is a heavy metal. Now the name tungsten actually comes from the Swedish tung, T-U-N-G, meaning heavy, and sten, S-T-E-N, meaning stone. So heavy stone, it's a heavy metal, so that's where we get tungsten from, with its chemical symbol of W. A bit unusual that it's a W for tungsten, but there we have it. And then finally, I think we'll put one more in, and let's go for helium. So from the right hand side, atomic number 2, helium. Now this element was first discovered by looking at the spectrum of light from the sun. And in Greek, the word sun is helios, H-E-L-I-O-S. So helios means sun in Greek, and because the element was first discovered by looking at the spectrum of light from the sun, that's where this name comes from. So there we have just a few of these chemical elements, and we're asking really what's in a name, where do these come from? So we've just picked a handful, 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, just 12 particular elements, and where their name originates from. And if you're interested, I'm sure there's plenty of places where you can do a little bit of research and find out some others that you're interested in. Okay, I hope all that helps.